This is how I'm starting my stick stove now. The larger pieces on the bottom, and then I'll build the kindling on top of that and light the kindling. And that worked like a charm yesterday. Well, no storm yet. I was just eating breakfast and it started to spit a little, so I'm under the tarp and just gonna boil up some water for instant coffee. And I think it's gonna be that kind of day. Just make coffee, make food when I can, and then read in the tent and under the tarp, and get in some shore fishing when I can. And if I get really lucky, maybe I'll get out in the canoe. But I'm prepared to chill out today.
So the people that were on the prime site that I wanted have left. I guess they wanted to beat the storm. And it is a really A1 site. Good canoe access. Good swimming access down there. Drops off reasonably well, and it's a nice spot to get out. And a nice flat tent pad, and just a great site overall. Came back to camp to get lunch on because the wind is really picking up, so the storm is probably not far away. And wanted to make some craft dinner. I got this craft dinner deluxe, which is like an all-in-one thing. You don't even need milk or butter. So I'll give that a whirl. I want to make some coffee too, and then probably time to hunker down in the tent. There must have been a little frog on the rocks around the fire, and I guess he suddenly realized he was way too hot, and he went bounding off for the water and just jumped in. This is what I'm working with here. Craft Deluxe. It's not even craft dinner. It's nice shell pasta. And then you just pour this in there. It's cheese sauce. We'll see. Gotta make sure I don't let it burn. I'm prone to doing that. I like to multitask, and it doesn't always lend itself well to cooking. So the cheese sauce is basically just straight up processed cheese, like Cheese Whiz. But I boiled some cauliflower and broccoli, and I've got bacon bits now. Some cracked pepper, which I always put in craft dinner. I wish I had ketchup, which is the essence of craft dinner. But this is not craft dinner, this is craft deluxe. Listen to that goopy goodness. Looks pretty good, actually. It's alright. It's the cheese sauce is extremely salty, but otherwise it's pretty good. The package says that it serves 4. I'm 6'3", so I'm like a person and a quarter, and I'm doing twice the physical activity of a normal person probably. So if you take that, that's 2.5 servings, round it up to 4, and I should be good to finish this bucket of Craft Deluxe. Still got about a quarter left. It's getting pretty laborious. It's taxing eating this much Craft Deluxe. The best part is best part is catching flies when they're biting you, and then cremating them in the fire. But the best part is the cauliflower bites. Cheesy cauliflower is obviously awesome, and the pepper really helps to balance out the flavor, the saltiness. Oh boy. Can't believe my luck with the weather today. I was just finishing up lunch and then it started to rain lately. And ran inside. And now it really feels like it's about to let loose. There's thunder off in the distance. And hopefully it gets here soon. Check out these puppies. Attractive. I don't mean to be crass by pointing this out, but this toilet is outstanding. It is supported by logs, so it's nice and natural. No pun intended there. And it's got like that slow closing seat, so that's nice. And it's just like behind this rock, nice private spot. And just well done. Well done to the installer. It's got some privacy here. It's the best I've seen. And again, not to be crass, but you can even squat on the logs while you do your business, which is the key to doing your business in the backcountry. It's 4 o'clock, and aside from lots of wind, still nothing has happened. And I just want it to happen. Let's do this. In the meantime, I've been adjusting things to get ready so that I don't end up soaked tonight. The tarp is tilted down into the wind, which is coming this way. It's probably going to drain here. If there's torrential rain, it's going to create like a little stream here. So I dug out just a thin trench so it'll drain away from the tent and into this depression here. Because this side of the tent is in a bit of a depression, so it could pool there, but that should prevent that. And then there's also like a little wall of pine needles, which will help direct any flow away from it. But more importantly, if there's heavy wind like this and rain, there's going to be spray as well. And the spray sometimes gets up and under the fly, which is why the food bag is there as well. It's to kind of keep this pinned down and prevent spray from shooting under there. 5:15 and still no storm. There are loud bangs off in the distance, but those are gunshots. One of the downsides of this park is that there are hunt camps all over the place. And you see and hear bush planes flying in from time to time, and gunshots from time to time as well. Oh well, they go to hunt somewhere, so it's alright. But yeah, no storm yet. So, the storm completely missed me. Got like a small amount of rain. So that's pretty anticlimactic. 3 days of thunderstorm forecasts, and they were all around me, but nothing on me. So, I'm trying to make my own excitement now for today, and maybe still get into a good fish. Just had something on that felt pretty good, and bent my snap. So that was probably already bending, though it seems to be pretty good. There was some weight to it for sure. Unfortunately, that was my last tube jig head as well. But I've got this jig, which is similar enough in the sense that it has a long shank. That's kind of the most important part. Normally on the tube jig, specific jig head, this head would be kind of elongated, more cylindrical, rather than a sphere. But it'll do. And I like these green tube jigs with a bit of orange in the tail. Just pop that right in there. The length of this hook is perfect. And then pop the
eyelet through. There's some deer in there. Yeah, there. There's Bambi. He's not so shy, he's curious. Family's moving on over there, I can hear them. What a breathtaking sunset. Missed out on my the catharsis of the thunderstorm, but it's pretty sweet too. And the deer last night or the night before, I can't remember now, the wolves were howling. And that's the third time I've seen or heard wolves in this park on 4 trips here within the last year. I heard the pack howling on Long Lake last fall. And then when I came here in the spring, I saw a dead wolf pup. Well, maybe not quite a pup, it was probably a little older, in the water. It might have fallen through the ice and gotten stuck or something, I don't know. And that was right by Wolf Lake, fittingly, just at the west end of Victoria Lake. And then on this trip I heard another pack howling, so they are definitely present here, which is awesome. What a nice evening this turned out to be. The sun has pretty much been eclipsed by, well, Earth and clouds right now. It's almost gone. I'm throwing the jitterbug now for a little topwater action. I did that last night a little bit, and I almost forgot how much fun it is when they hit it. I grew up on the jitterbug. My dad would take me fishing sometimes, and mosquitoes. And he would give me a jitterbug to use, and I always thought it was the greatest bass lure of all time, and it is a good one for sure. But I later found out that he just didn't want to deal with my snags, so he gave me a topwater. But I can't blame him. Fishing with kids will test your patience, that's for sure. I don't even have kids, and I know that. Got the moon going on over here. It's almost full. A couple more nights, I think. Huh, I think I can actually hear some big thunder to the east, but I think the storm is blowing that way, so it's probably not going to come back this way. But there are some big thunderheads over that way to the west. So, maybe I'll get one yet, who knows. Anyway, it's dark, the mosquitoes are coming out thicker now, so I'm going to troll back to camp. Oh, there's a fish! Nope, it's off. Pinching the barbs on your hooks is it's a sacrifice. It's not one that I regret. I'm pinching more and more barbs all the time. Sometimes I leave one barb on a treble unpinched, but by and large they're mostly pinched. And I don't regret it because I am primarily a catch and release fisherman, and I think that's the right thing to do. But you lose some fish, especially when you're trolling
and you can't get a proper hook set unless the boat does it for you, which it often does, but didn't on that occasion. Anyway, back to camp.